This is in Oklahoma, near Tonkawa, Oklahoma. You see over here is a sign that has Tonkawa on it. I think there's a tribal office over there or something. But here is a historic marker, the road marker for Chief Joseph of the Nez Perce. Hear me, my chiefs, I am tired, my heart is sick and sad. From where the sun now stands, I will fight no more forever. Famous quote of Chief Joseph. Thunder comes up over the land. Thunder coming up over the land was his Nez Perce name. Chief Joseph, his father was a Christian, but Chief Joseph was raised the traditional Nez Perce way in tradition and life. With these words, Chief Joseph of the Nez Perce surrendered to Colonel Nelson A. Miles of the United States Army, and thus began an 8-year exile of these people from their homeland in Idaho, refusing to be herded onto a reservation. The Nez Perce, described by Miles as a very bright and energetic body of Indians indeed, the most intelligent that I have ever seen, fled eastward in 1877 to find refuge in Canada with only 250 warriors. Chief Joseph held the military at bay for 15 weeks during at least a dozen encounters and a 1,700-mile chase before being forced to surrender at Bear Paw, Montana, 30 miles from the Canadian border. The Nez Perce were moved to Fort Leavenworth, Kansas in November 1877, and the following year to Quapaw Agency near Baxter Springs, Kansas. Finally, in 1879, they were placed on the Oakland Reservation west of the Chickasaw River and north of the Salt Fork of the Arkansas River in Indian Territory, present site of Tonkawa, Oklahoma. Here, the Nez Perce made a substantial effort to become economically self-sufficient by leasing agreements with area ranchers. They also established a day school which attracted both adults and children. Nevertheless, the Nez Perce could not be acclimated. The death rate was abnormally high, and they continued to seek a return to their homeland. Finally, in May of 1884, petitions presented in Congress demanding action upon the reparations of the Nez Perce bore fruit, and an Indian appropriation bill providing funds for such a move was passed. The bill became a law on July 4th, whereupon Secretary of the Interior Henry M. Teller and Commissioner of Indian Affairs H. Price authorized the removal. Chief Joseph and his group were to be placed upon the Colville Reservation in northern Washington instead of their homeland near Lapawai, Idaho. Lapawai, Idaho, however you pronounce that. The plan was not pleasing to Chief Joseph or his followers, who objected that they had been punished enough and would not voluntarily consent to the further humiliation. The segregation, they said, would brand them as wild. If I could, I would take my heart out and hold it in my hand and let the Great Father and the white people see that there is nothing in it but kind feelings and love for him and them, said Joseph on May 22nd, 1885. Before boarding the train at Arkansas City, 4 Nez Perce chiefs signed a document relinquishing all claims to the Oakland Reservation during their sojourn in Indian Territory. Over 100 of the Nez Perce children had died, including Chief Joseph's daughter. Thus, before departing, Joseph had the burial ground enclosed by a log barrier in order that the graves might be preserved. So the Nez Perce were here in this part of Oklahoma at one time. And the removal acts that started occurring of Indian relocation in the late 1820s would continue on all the way into the 1880s, 1890s with the Apaches in the Southwest, as they tried to bring all the tribes here to Oklahoma. And the northern tribes could not adjust. They could not acclimate to this type of environment of the weather. But here is for the great Chief Joseph of the Nez Perce.